I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card Spa with some hydro massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,600 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card. Just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th. See Club for details.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Early break.
There's quite a situation going on.
What?
Jake's been asked to step away on Fridays from now on. They want to bring young Ben has been dubbed as the curse breaker. He's been dubbed as the curse breaker, and Jake's been asked kindly to step away.
Just for Fridays.
Just
Fridays only.
Game
day only.
Yes.
Game day eve only.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Empower a child today with a Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Welcome into The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos as always. No DP again for the Breeze. No worries. Haas DeBreezy, the other co-host, hold it down with me. Harrison Arns back at 1040 O Street here in Lincoln, Nebraska. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman text line. You can put a face to the voice using the streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961. All great ways to do so. Quick programming notes. We do got an absolute thriller on the brick and mortar for you. We got the Cowboys versus the Panthers, so use streams if you guys want to tune in. Haas DeBreezy, how's it going on this? It's actually a pretty decent, nice-looking Sunday here in Lincoln.
Any snow or sleet over there?
So if you're in Omaha, thoughts and prayers that your car didn't get dinged. They had some freezing, it was like kind of, you don't want like sleet or misty just enough for the roads just to completely freeze over. There was some definite traffic, a few pileups because of the sleet up in Omaha. Here in Lincoln, though, I don't think it's gotten bad even on the upper northern side of town. So I think we've avoided it. Tough thoughts though for anybody's cars who maybe take some damage in Omaha over the week.
DP's coming out to DC for the day. Not sure if it's public knowledge, and he'll be getting Nebraska weather. It's like in the 20s right now. So,
oh, you guys got it worse. It's actually beautiful. I think, beautiful as far as Lincoln, Nebraska comes December 15th. Because even walking out to my car this morning, it wasn't even frosted over. It was warm enough. Didn't have to really freeze my butt off trying to get to work here this morning. So, DP's unfortunately making the trip at the worst time possible because it's actually better in Lincoln right now.
It's never fun to go from Tampa to winter cold.
No, that's got to be like one of the worst transitions you can have. That's as bad as orange juice after toothpaste.
Yeah, or drinking Sprite when you think it's water.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Austin Breezy. We got the Heisman Award. We got Army and Navy last night. We got Husker volleyball, but the possibility of playing Creighton volleyball, which would just be incredible for the Final Four. But first, they obviously got to beat Wisconsin today. The Husker volleyball team does. Men's basketball for the Huskers come back alive to beat Indiana after getting embarrassed by Michigan State. You give credit to Michigan State. It looks like they're going to be one of those elite teams this year after knocking off UConn. I think their only loss being the UNC. I could have those backwards, but tough schedule. They look legit, but it was good for them to turn around and beat Indiana. As far as just everything else, you got the 105 roster limit. You also got everything in the pro wrestling world. So Haas DeBreezy, I'll let you put a fork in it and start where you want to start.
I was following a little bit of the women's volleyball. So today's match is the regional final.
Yep, and that's at 2:00 today versus the Badgers.
Got it.
And I saw the Badgers this morning. All right, so I know they're here in Lincoln.
Nice. Do you know where the Final Four would be?
Let me actually pull it up. That's a great question. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, this one here in Lincoln for the Final Four volleyball.
Yeah, I saw it was at Bob Devaney.
Mm-hmm. Which, even if you're not Nebraska, that's a fantastic spot. That's like one of the best bids you can get. Because even if it's Nebraska's not playing, you're going to get so many people just like wanting to watch good volleyball regardless. So that's a massive win. Okay, let me figure out. Because you got Pittsburgh and Louisville in the other one. The bracket didn't have the actual name.
I assume Texas is.
Yeah, for Louisville and Pitt.
I was seeing if Texas is still one of the top teams in the country.
Well, they're out of it now in volleyball. I think they probably still will be heading into years going forward, but
cool.
After the upset, Creighton was able to knock them off for us, which makes it intriguing. So for this one, obviously, again, Nebraska, they got to beat Wisconsin. Wisconsin actually kind of just barely scraped away in their win over Texas A&M. They win it 3-2. Nebraska so far has only lost the one set throughout this entire tourney, and that one to Dayton. Dayton was frisky. They had a 5'8" outside hitter. Her vertical was insane, but Nebraska able to pull it off anyways. They win that one 3-1. So if they win this one, again, they got to beat Wisconsin. They're hosting it today in the Devaney. And then on the other side, you got Penn State and Creighton. This will decide who heads to Louisville, Kentucky for the semifinals. Well, not for the entire Final Four. It's all going to be in Kentucky.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's intriguing, right? Haas, how intriguing is that to you? Because you're not in the Nebraska hemisphere. You know about it. You're close to people around it. But, like, what does that say to the volleyball world that if you end up having Creighton and Nebraska for the Final Four in Kentucky? You got two schools less than an hour away from each other. And it's not even just like college football playoffs where if you have the record you're in, like you got to battle through a 64 team bracket to make it. What would that say to you? I mean, if we end up seriously with the Creighton Husker Final Four.
And the Final Fours are before Christmas?
The Final Four is going to be I'm surprised they're not giving me a day here. I can find it. It's going to be.
Well, regardless,
this is just not the most organized card I thought. They don't have a date for the semifinals yet, so
all good. You know what it does as an outsider? I imagine around the holidays, you sit around and you talk about how Nebraska basketball destroyed Creighton.
That's my hope.
And then you could talk about how women's volleyball destroyed Creighton, and that's what this allows. It's just more.
And then we can talk about how men's basketball destroyed Creighton. Then we're just looking at the baseball team. Baseball team's giving up games to Creighton for whatever reason. Tip your cap to them. I don't know what it is about Creighton baseball, but they've actually gotten the better of Nebraska as of late. Yeah, this would be a dominant year if we're able to beat Creighton, especially at this point in the season. I mean, that's gut-wrenching. But I do tip my cap to him because it is awesome to see another school less than an hour away make it all the way, potentially, to the Final Four. Like, even if they lose today versus Penn State, hell of a run by Creighton. I mean, they weren't supposed to beat Texas to begin with, and now they find themselves in there having to just beat Penn State. And I couldn't tell you what Creighton's track record looks like for tourney runs in volleyball, but incredibly impressive. Like, this is the one few times where I don't know what a J-Sker would look like for volleyball. Like, if Creighton fans could even have J-Skers, because it's not like football. You got Creighton fans, and they have a volleyball program. So I don't know if they'd root for Nebraska if we were to eliminate them. I'm not sure how this all works out. It's very intriguing to me because this is the first time. Like, we'll see what a J-Sker really does, quote unquote, or a Creighton fan does if their volleyball team loses to Nebraska if they decide to root for the Huskers.
I mean, to answer the question, the outsider perspective is Nebraska volleyball, 92,000 fans, just going to the championship game last year and just really putting attention on women's sports, just having done remarkable things the last couple of years. It would be nice to finish the story. That's what I thought. The first thing I thought.
Absolutely. And quick from a text line here, shout out Crowbait Don. It's going to be Thursday. And again, Louisville, Kentucky for that Final Four. So that Thursday, which I believe is, December 20th. Or hold on, December 22nd will be Sunday. Final Four starts on Thursday. Okay, yeah, there we go. So Final Four, Thursday. Shout out everybody texting in, clearing that up for us. But yeah, it's a weird year for the Huskers in a good way. Like, football still hasn't, we finally got bowling. The Husker men's basketball team, after that brutal loss to Michigan State, you weren't really sure, but they picked it up versus Indiana. The volleyball team, you always know. The bowling team here, you always know, like, they're just dominant. The wrestling program's doing good. It's like we're really just kind of waiting for football to take off here. But most of the other programs, I understand they're not winning national championships year in, year out, but they're up there in the year competing for the conference. I mean, last year, the Husker women's basketball team nearly beat Iowa in their Big Ten tournament to wrap up the season. And that made a decent tourney run in March Madness. The men's program made it to the tournament, just couldn't win a game still. So just
they couldn't win a game because they got screwed with their seeding.
The seeding was tough. They got a very hot Texas A&M team.
Just being the fourth best team in one of the best conferences, and then getting an 8 seed or 9 seed, whatever it was. An 8-9 is the same thing. 7-10 is the same thing. They should have been a 6, a 5, or a 4 because of what they'd done. But the name on it was Nebraska. It wasn't Michigan. It wasn't Michigan State. It wasn't Wisconsin. So they gave them.
No, I agree, because it was last year was total BS if you're a Husker fan, and not even just because you have bias, but like you're totally right. I mean, we had some of the best wins. We beat number 1 Purdue, and we didn't just beat them; we destroyed them. Like it wasn't close.
Like you beat them like it was your donkey not doing its job.
Exactly. And then there was just a plethora of Big Ten games where Nebraska dominated. Yes, we lost a few, but more often than not. And then they make a decent tournament run. Excuse me, I don't think it actually was decent. I can't remember. No, they did win a few games. So, yeah, I can't make sense of anything. I know they didn't win the Big Ten tournament, but you lost to a really good Illinois team on the way out. That was the loss, was to Illinois. Yeah, Nebraska basketball, to their defense, and I'm glad you pointed that out because I almost forgot about it. The seeding, they really did kind of get screwed there. And it is 100% because it said Nebraska across the front, not Michigan State, not UConn, not, pick another Big Ten school that shows up on a yearly basis, Wisconsin. It's because it said Nebraska. So hopefully this year, if they can continue to keep playing some good basketball here and not have another one of those Michigan State games, eventually just win a tournament game. So hopefully people don't have that unconscious bias against Nebraska basketball, because that's what's going to take, because you are the last Power 4 program to do it. That until you kind of finally break in there and win a game, I think that bias is going to continue to linger.
What I'm curious about is, are the Big Ten matchups when you go on the road the Chiefs are a 4.5 point favorite right for this week, facing Cleveland. So in the NFL, you get 2 or 3 points for being home. In the Big Ten for college basketball, do you get 10 points, 12 points?
It might be. The Big Ten last year, this has always been a very true thing. Last year's stats were stupid. Nobody in the Big Ten could win on the road. Like absolutely nobody. Not even Purdue. Like Purdue's only losses ever came on the road. I'm going to look it up, what the win-loss total was for road teams last year, because I don't know what that is about the Big Ten, because you certainly see it in other conferences, but what is it about the Big Ten where that home crowd advantage seems to just completely take over? Last year at the realest possible level, like you weren't ever seeing upsets on the road. It was an absolute rarity. You'd have a good Nebraska team, and I believe that was one of their losses. Like they went to Iowa because it was on the road in Iowa. I think it ended up being a tough game for them. What is that in the Big Ten to you?
Yeah, I mean, just think about it. If Ohio State has a winning record at home and they're 9-20, making up numbers here, but and you can help prove the point. What is going on that you can't win in the Big Ten on the road? So that if that's the case, how many conference games is it? Is it 18, 20, 22?
Yeah, it's going to be 18.
So 8 or 9 wins at home, 3 or 4 wins on the road is really good in the Big Ten.
Oh, excuse me, 20 conference games. And they play a lot more than I want. So you do get 20 conference games.
Okay, so 9 wins at home, 3 to 5 wins on the road means you're one of the best teams in the country. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't even come off that way. That's 14, 12, 13 wins. You're like 12-8, and you're supposed to be one of the best teams in the country, but people don't understand winning in the Big Ten on the road, even over Ohio State or any of the lower teams. It's a big deal.
Yeah, we're going to go through these numbers here. I'm so glad you brought this up because I forgot how fun this was talking about last year. The numbers are mind-boggling. Until you get to the lowly Michigan, it makes sense. Up until that point, it is mind-baffling. So again, this is 2023-24 season. Last year's results from the Big Ten. These are the home games. So number 1, Purdue. You can guess 16-0 at home. Number 2, Illinois, 15-3 at home. Number 3, Nebraska, 18-1 at home. Northwestern, 15-2 at home. Wisconsin, 14-3 at home. Indiana, 13-5 at home. Michigan State, 14-4. Iowa, 13-4. Ohio State, 15-5. Ohio State last year was 15-5 at home. Minnesota, even better, 16-4 at home. Penn State, 13-4 at home. By the way, we're at the point now where Minnesota and Penn State, Ohio State, they all went 9-11 on the season, and they were 15-5 at home, 16-4 at home, 13-4 at home. Maryland, 11-6 at home. Rutgers, who finished 7-13 on the year, was 12-5 at home. And Michigan, the final team of the Big Ten, the only one that actually makes sense, with an overall record of 3-17, was 5-10 at home. That's the Big Ten. Good luck trying to win games on the road in the Big Ten, because the worst teams outside of Michigan, a lowly 7-13 Rutgers, was still winning 12 games out of 17 at home. Like, that is unreal.
That's the point.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the ACC, winning at Virginia Tech is never easy. And I picked a team that's not a top 4 team in the ACC. So Duke would always lose at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech always gave people problems. So, wow, is that just a college basketball thing where if you're a home team, it's really a 10-point difference? I don't know.
I think it's certainly got to be, because I think, like, I don't know what the number is, but the NBA, there's a little bit more consistency with everything. I just think the college atmosphere, like, you still get those unique arenas everywhere. Like the
NBA, like, if you go to a Wizards game, and that's probably the wrong team to pick, but it's always the road team. It's not the Wizards.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if it's just because, like, in the NBA, everybody gets so used to traveling, and because you travel so much yourself, the home team advantage doesn't really mean a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, say you're New Orleans
from a player's perspective, right?
Yeah, because, like, even if, say you get the home court advantage. If you're in the NBA, you're probably still going to pack up your bags, get some jet lag because you got to fly across to another city for an away game, and then you get back, you recover. But because I think you're just still moving around so much, it really kind of diffuses. At least for college basketball, they're still spaced out enough, and especially when you get to Big Ten play, you're not traveling incredibly far, but it's enough for these college kids who are still in school, I think, to kind of just throw them off. And of course, the college atmosphere is a little bit more electric and momentum based than the NBA game, because you're going to have sloppy turnovers. And maybe that's all it really comes down to, is the nerves and turnovers. Because at the college level, like, it's just very obvious. It's nowhere near the NBA. So you get a lot of those unforced errors, like the own team shooting themselves in the foot. Could just be the pressure of it all. But I mean, why the Big Ten seems like it's got the best home courts, that's what I'm trying to put my finger on.
Well, if you look at Nebraska's schedule, Murray State, I don't know how they are this year, but historically they've been good. Southern U, and then UCLA are 2 home games around New Year's. Murray State's on the road. If they can win all 3, they should be ranked. The problem is you get ranked, and then you have to play at Iowa, at Purdue. And unfortunately, those should be 2 losses because it's the Big Ten. No offense, Nebraska.
Well, it's just, like, well, you're right, though. It's like even Iowa. You know, I wonder how much this has to do as well with, like, 3-point shooting, and how much 3-point shooting is just kind of completely taken over. Because that's one thing I can tell you why Creighton lost to Nebraska earlier in the year. They weren't playing at home, and they wanted to keep playing this just keep launching threes basically the entire game. Like, Kalkbrenner's there, but, like, let's not really use him until we need him. They never used him at all because they got so far behind. By the time they needed to use him, they were just at the point they had to launch threes already. But, like, it's a team that's so heavily relies on the 3-point shot that when you're playing on the road, typically your 3-point shot isn't going to be as in sync, just a different environment, different court, different colors, different backdrop. All that stuff's going to affect your shooting efficiency. And when you're a team like Creighton that absolutely lives and dies by the 3, if you have a bad shooting night, it's over. And when you're playing on the road, that's a lot more likely to happen. So it could just be a large part of like even a place like the Big Ten, who used to have that more physical style basketball. You're still going to run into Purdue, who's got the 7-foot centers, but they're shooting a lot more threes than ever before. And I think you're starting to see that leak into these teams who go on the road. They're a 3-point based shooting team. Their shots aren't falling and they don't adjust. And they keep trying to huck up what works for them at their home court or when they're hitting their shots. If I had to take a wild swing at it, I think that's where I'd land. And it's an easy answer because the volatility of the three is the answer for a lot of things, good and bad for basketball. But that's probably a big part of that home court advantage. Just the game has moved so much to the 3-point shot. And when you're talking about college kids being able to do that on the road, it's going to affect that efficiency. That's my 2 cents. Haas, give me your thoughts, and then we'll throw it to our first break here.
I mean, it has to be the comfort, number one. It has to be the crowd, and then it has to be some of that home cooking by the friends of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sorry, wrong sport. By the officials. That's what I meant.
You do see some of that.
Did I say that out loud?
He said it out loud, but it's not a well-kept secret at this point.
That we talked about 2 years ago that now people are starting to talk about.
Yeah, like you don't have to say it's fixed, but you can say influenced. Like the NBA, Haas, your Lakers. The free throw discrepancy is just horrid. Year in, year out with the Lakers. And it's like, can we agree that the Lakers get a little bit of bias?
No. Yeah. That one's a style of play thing. If you are a driving team that likes to go to the basket and you don't shoot threes, then it's a different thing.
They don't drive. They're not even. They were like middle of the road in terms of teams that attack the basket last year, and they were like plus 300 to the next team on them.
Hey, I would like to point out you try to give me props on the Lakers, and I told you don't do that because they're one injury away from losing like 8-10 games in a row, and Austin Reeves goes down and LeBron James goes down. So you probably need to clip that up from a couple weeks ago and do the foreshadowing that we always have on the breeze. Because man, the Lakers are so bad. They're so bad.
Yeah, I got Yeah, I was kind of shocked by it. I thought they were taking off right, but you were right. Not a wildly hard take. You know, your best guys get hurt, you're gonna lose games, but you are right in the fact that they're always on the verge of getting hurt. Like, especially, I know it's LeBron James, but at this part in his career, like, come on. Like, I get it. He's phenomenal, but like you never know. You're lucky DP's not in for this one. He'd be losing his mind over that.
Trade him.
That's crazy.
Go.
I actually agree with you. Cut your losses. Someone will want him.
Someone will want him. Yeah, no, plenty of teams will want him.
Mm-hmm. But you're going to lose your bias in the free throws. That's all I'm saying. No, I'm just kidding. You'll still the Lake show. But yeah, for the Lakers, bright side is there's a lot of season left, but it didn't look like their year, even if they were all healthy. I liked the start they had. I was like, they'll probably make a push here. Never liked them out of the West to begin with. Like, I'd still take the Nuggets over everybody else. I know they lost to the Timberwolves, but when you got a guy like Jokic putting up the stupid numbers that he is right now, it's kind of hard to argue. He's certainly going for that. How many MVPs in a row would this be for the Joker?
It's not going to be. It's going to go to SGA.
Stop.
Seriously?
You're going to make me pull up these stats right now.
SGA is just dominating right now.
Yeah, but Jokic stats are unreal.
The Wizards have 3 wins. Jokic had amazing stats against the Wizards. He had 50-something here in DC. And they lost to the Wizards. Stats don't matter.
So
you can't win an MVP as the 8 seed.
We have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They're gonna make me go through this because I get it. Shai has a loaded roster. They should be winning games.
Loaded roster. You can't name anyone on OKC other than him and Caruso.
They still is Chet healthy yet, or is he still hurt?
No, he's hurt.
Oh, bummer. Okay. But we got to throw the break here. I got to go these stats because if Jokic doesn't get it, I'm going to scream. So Shai, he should be runner-up right now. Don't get me wrong. 30 points a game, 51 field goal percentage. That's excellent. Shooting 51, 34% from 3, probably his weakest category right there, but still 34%. You'll live with that. 5.5 rebounds a game, 6 assists per game. He is getting about 2 steals though a game, which is impressive, and 1 block. Good stats, certainly a candidate for MVP. But then you go to Jokic. This guy is averaging 31.4 points per game. He's averaging 56% field goal percentage. You can say, okay, yeah, but he's the center. He's taking a lot of inside jumpers. Fine. 3-point shot. He's averaging 52% from the 3-point line. So you can't really throw that at me. He's still grabbing you 13 rebounds. He's still grabbing you 10 assists. He's still getting you 2 steals a game, just like Shea. And he's getting you actually just short of a block. The one category he loses to Shea is blocks. But not by much. Like, you can't say 31 on 56% shooting and 51% from the 3, 52 if you round up, 13 rebounds and 10 assists. Like, that is what Jokic is doing right now. Like, I get it that I don't know what it is about him, but he still just is not getting the amount of coverage he deserves. Like, every time you turn on a Denver Nuggets game, he's going to do 5 plays that your jaw is just going to hit the floor. So,
Okay.
yeah,
What's
it's
the
Jokic.
record?
Oh, how many games have they lost? I think they're both middle tier of the NBA Big Ten or NBA West. I said NBA Big Ten. So
What's
right now,
OKC's
the
record?
Nuggets are sitting at a 13-10 record,
Ooh. And what's OKC's record?
20-5.
MVP usually goes to the best player on the best team. So it's not close.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Man, how are they doing this? I'm looking at their roster right now. Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Alex Caruso. Then they still got Dort. They got Jalen Williams.
They got 2 Jalen Williams.
Yeah, they got Jalen Williams, the center and the power forward. Aaron Wiggins, not Andrew, Aaron. Kaysen Wallace, Isaiah Joe, Nikola Topic, AJ Mitchell, Kenrich Williams. They got 3 Williams on the squad. Alex Duke. They got Dieng. Yeah, you're not going to know the rest of these. Man, 20-5 in the West with that roster is incredible. Haas, we might have to talk some NBA on the other side. I'll let you tease it. Where do you want to go next as we throw it to break, as we're well over on this first segment here?
We should talk about the Heisman a little bit, talk about wrestling a little bit, I believe we should talk about, are the Steelers real in their 10-3 record? Are they really the team to worry about? Can they be a 1 seed? Can they do anything in the playoffs since they have the best head coach? Are they pretenders after the break?
We'll do that next. The Breeze, don't go anywhere. Haas, the Breezy, Harrison Arns.
Who wants free diamonds this holiday season as a thank you? Heyman Jewelers is giving you free diamonds. Now through December 6th, receive a pair of sparkling diamond stud earrings, a stunning diamond pendant, or a gorgeous diamond tennis bracelet for free with your qualifying purchase. We only have a limited number to give away, so once they're gone, they're gone. Don't wait on this one. Visit Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where your gift shopping shines brighter. In Lincoln at South Point Mall, downtown, and in Grand Island on State Street.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month, and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card Spa with some hydro massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,600 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card. Just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th. See Club for details.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Early break.
There's quite a situation going on.
What?
Jake's been asked to step away on Fridays from now on.
Yeah,
they want to bring young Ben has been dubbed as the curse breaker. He's been dubbed as the curse breaker, and Jake's been asked kindly to step away.
Just for Fridays.
Just Fridays.
Just Fridays only. Game day only. Game day eve only.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Who wants free diamonds? This holiday season, as a thank you for shopping with us, Sartor Heyman Jewelers is giving you free diamonds. Now through December 6th, receive a pair of sparkling diamond stud earrings, a stunning diamond pendant, or a gorgeous diamond tennis bracelet for free with your qualifying purchase. We only have a limited number to give away, so once they're gone, they're gone. Don't wait on this one. Visit Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where your gift shopping shines brighter. In Lincoln at South Point Mall, downtown, and in Grand Island on State Street.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into The Breeze. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. Haas Breezy streaming in. We got one, maybe two more segments left here. We went really long on the first one. Considering we're streaming only, we might just go ahead and bundle this entire second and third segment together. If you guys want to join in, that Starter Heyman text line is still available to you. 402-464-5685. And then, of course, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961, all great ways. Put the face to the voice. Haas Breezy, you mentioned it before we got rolling here on the other side. You wanted to talk about the Heisman race a little bit. We figured out who it was over the weekend here. Who won it? Travis Hunter takes it away. Were you surprised at all?
No.
Yeah, okay, me neither.
Yeah. The best player in college football, and man, what do? Like, do you draft someone like him and then go after Darnold? Or do you take a gamble on one of the quarterbacks if you need a quarterback?
I think you got to take Travis Hunter, right? I mean, he's just showing you so many ways that he just seems like that's the bust factor has got to be really low on him because he can just do so many different things for you. You can try him out at quite a few different spots, and he's just shown over and over again that he's just a freak athlete and he can handle just about anything. And I know it's not fun for Husker fans to talk about the Heisman winner that is a Colorado player, but man, I think you have to. He's such a surefire. I mean, that's a blue chip.
So if the Giants are the one pick, what should they do?
Man, they really need a quarterback, though. They really need a quarterback. I mean, do you take a Cam Ward? Do you take a Shedeur? That's the other question. Which quarterback do you take? Because Shedeur wasn't even in the Heisman Award race, and I thought that was kind of I thought he should have been in there. It's weird to have Travis Hunter, and then the guy who threw him all those balls wasn't to be seen, and I don't know if that was calculated by Colorado to make sure they only get like one Heisman candidate in there. But either way, that's the other part. If you're the Giants, what do you do? And if it's the quarterback, which one?
I mean, they can't mess up those banners across the stadium every week telling them they gotta fix the crap that they have. I mean, they have Neighbors. They had a really good running back that they somehow let go. And we all got to witness it on Hard Knocks.
That is the most awkward thing. Is how cringy it is when you hear the owner and the GM talk about it. I'm going to feel really, I can't remember what I'm paraphrasing, but he basically says, I'm going to feel sick, really uneasy if we get rid of Saquon here. That's what they did.
If we get rid of him and he kills us. And they went to their rival.
That's the other thing.
Down the highway.
It's one thing to trade him after the owner tells you that. You need some real stones to not only trade him, but send him to your rival of all places. And then to sit on the sideline and watch the Eagles, who I don't know where you got them in Super Bowl odds, but they got a chance. I mean, they're playing some pretty phenomenal football. And Saquon looks like he's having some of the most fun of his life on this Eagles team where he doesn't have to be the sole guy to win ball games. Yeah, I don't know how the Giants did that so bad. So you take the quarterback?
I mean,
you have to.
Yeah, but trying to think of a game changer like Travis Hunter. The only one I could think of is Deion Sanders.
Yeah. I'm not saying Travis Hunter is the wrong answer. but I just my odds of keeping Travis Hunter are pretty low if I can't figure out a quarterback to get him the ball. But then to your point, you kind of go with the Sam Darnold approach. Like, let's go find a quarterback that's got enough that we think we can give him some elite talent and try to break him out of his shell. I don't know. Sam Darnold's also, you can't bank on like a Sam Darnold situation again. I mean, I think you just have to, at a certain point in time, tip your cap to the Vikings coaching staff, because everyone was so down on that season, and they got it working sooner than later, even despite an injury from Addison as well earlier in the year. We do have some quick news here from UVA fan, and I did spot this after he put it in here. Daniel Kalen officially heading over to UVA. Hit the portal. So good luck to Danny Kalen. Hope he does well there. Tough situation for him here at Nebraska with Dylan Raiola there. He was committed to Missouri, came back to Nebraska, and then Dylan Raiola decommitted from Georgia, and then he was coming to Nebraska. So best of luck to him. For the UVA fan, I hope he gives you some awesome football. The Nebraska native. All right, I'll just had to get that
for the UVA fan. What are his best attributes? What does he do really well?
That is a good question, UVA fan. I'm kind of curious. What do you think his best attributes are? I can tell you what they were in high school, but like at the college level, we just obviously didn't see very much of it. So I'm just gonna be really curious to see how much he grew over the year with the Huskers. Like obviously not playing, but you're with the college coaching staff. You know, you got the QB coach Thomas in there. I'm just curious to see how much has he evolved from that senior year of high school to what is going to be his first year if he gets the job to start for UVA. Bit of a tangent there. Mixed it in the portal. That was some breaking news I had to bring in there.
All right. So in the 1989 draft, Troy Aikman, number 1. Tony Mandarich, offensive tackle, Michigan State, number 2. The 1988 Heisman Trophy winner, Barry Sanders, 3rd. Linebacker from Alabama, Derek Thomas to the Chiefs. And then from Florida State to the 5th pick, Atlanta Falcons, Deion Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
What a crazy draft in 1989, those top 5 picks.
There's no way he goes 5th this year, though. I mean, he's going to be... What's the order? We got Giants. I'm going to pull up the draft.
We have no clue what the order will be. But if it's Giants and Raiders, they both have to take a quarterback.
Well, I shouldn't say what's the order. Like, what are the teams that are likely right now? We're probably looking at Raiders, Giants. Are the Panthers going to have theirs?
They're always all in it. I think, are the Panthers finally done with the stuff they gave the Bears?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I think they're done. So I think they're back in the game. Tough one for Tepper and the boys. Did you hear Tepper's trying to take a stand back approach? David Tepper, owner of the Carolina Panthers.
I mean, he should. Like, Bryce Young has shown some flashes, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe this guy isn't as bad as we thought.
Now the second question: how long does that last? Because I'm not buying it.
I mean, give him some talent.
Yeah.
The question is, okay. Man,
the Panthers have 3 wins, and David Tepper's like, I'm going to try a stand back approach. Yeah, dude, it's easy to do when your team sucks at this point in the year. Like, you should have tried that a while ago. That's why I'm just not buying it. Season starts, he's going to be excited again. He's going to give his
Hunter go to Carolina, or does he fight his way out of being there?
He's not going to go to Carolina. This is going to be the year. I think Shedeur and Travis Hunter are going to be on the same page of kind of forcing their will. Because Manning did that as well, right? I'm trying to think of the last guy to do that. I know Manning.
I'm sure plenty have done it. Bronny has done it. I don't know why we're talking about him. But yes.
I was thinking of the last one. I know Manning. You could probably throw in a few more, but I bet you we see that out of both of those guys if they...
That was a win-win with Phillip Rivers. And
oh, huge.
It was a win-win. I mean, the Giants and Raiders are 2 storied franchises. We're not talking about the Jaguars, the Panthers. I really wanted to throw the Cowboys in there, but just because I hate them so much. But going to the Raiders or the Giants is not going to be an issue for Shedeur. If he goes to either of those teams, I think the Giants would be a great fit for him. Having neighbors.
It does have some history there. And you do got some weapons. I think I don't know if the Giants they'd force their way out, but like if it's the Panthers, Bryce Young though, it depends. Like how much do you trust Tepper?
The Panthers get the 1 pick again. You trade down to the 2 or the 3, and you take Travis Hunter.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're the Panthers, it's a no-brainer what you try to do. And Travis Hunter might be willing to go play with Bryce Young. Shedeur is the one that I think most likely to kind of really decide where he wants to go. Travis Hunter, just because he can kind of be a weapon for anyone. I don't know how realistic. He'll probably go somewhat of the same route. I just don't know if it'll be as big a deal. Shedeur is definitely going to use what he has available to him to kind of pick where he wants to go. Not necessarily pick, but avoid certain places.
Well, let's come back to this once we actually have a better understanding of which team goes where, because there's so much time until April.
Yeah. Hey, the Bears might be in the mix again. So there's that.
God, the Bears are so bad.
How about that game, Haas? What, we have 2 yards of total offense at halftime. You're 314. I thought we set you up right, though. I thought you guys were going to be flying high into that Rams game, but
it's kind of hard to win games when you have people quit at halftime.
Yeah, there's that part. I won't make you live through it twice, Haas. What do you got for me?
So the Steelers are 10-3, 2 games up on the Ravens. Are they a contender or are they a pretender?
This reminds me of remember when the Steelers were like 11-0? That's quite a while back. And everyone was saying pretenders. They were right then because that schedule was really, really bad. This is a good team. These guys are legit. Mike Tomlin, whatever you think about Russell Wilson and the whole Danger Witch era, Russell Wilson can play. And he fits that team really well. And you got a Mike Tomlin defense. And, as far as depth goes, you're sitting pretty there too. Even if your starting QB goes out, you got a backup QB who took you 4-2. So, like, they could have a disaster strike them in the face at a very important position. Really anywhere outside of the offensive line is with any NFL team. It just really hurts to have to try to shove in a rookie or a second or a third-year guy who hasn't really proved it into that spot. Now, these guys are legit. Like, the Steelers are going to be a problem in the playoffs. Like, I wouldn't be surprised even, what is it, later today, or is it at some point in this upcoming week here? They got the Ravens. Like, I'm probably going to go with the Steelers on that one. They're playing some phenomenal football. I'm in on them.
I'm not. I might be biased. There might be bias.
All this just for that. Okay, tell me why you're not.
I mean, I understand their 2 losses. 2 of their 3 losses were without their starting quarterback. Fine. They do have a bad loss against your boy, the Browns. For those of you that couldn't see what I did,
yeah, James Winston. I think the sound effects you can already kind of just you know what that emotion is.
The king of the pick six. James Winston. God, I feel bad for that guy. I thought it was the LASIK, man. I thought the LASIK fixed the pick sixes, but apparently not.
He just does things that are just so unintentionally incredible. He had one at one point in the last game where he meant to hand the ball off. He did turn the wrong direction, turned into a 360, fake the handoff, beautiful pass to the sideline, and it worked out for a first down. But right after that, yeah, he threw a pick six. So it's just the Jameis Winston experience.
Anyway, Jameis Winston did beat the Steelers. So with that said, if the Steelers lose to the Chiefs and the Ravens, they fall to a 5 or 6. I don't know if they win in Houston in the first round of the playoffs. I don't think they'll win in the first round of the playoffs against Baltimore. If
the Steelers, I think, would beat Houston. I like Houston a lot, but I don't know. That defense, like CJ Stroud is a really fun story last year. He's still a good story this year. It's still a good team. I'm going to take the Steelers defense. Again, like when you talk about the NFL, none of these games would surprise me if I was wrong, but like I like the Steelers a lot more in that one. Give me the more veteran team with a more veteran coach that's been to 100 playoff situations. I think you'll be right.
All right. For those of you that like to gamble, there's things that we've identified today. Just let me end the show with this. Don't bet on the road team in the Big Ten.
Yes.
Don't bet against women's volleyball for Nebraska. And don't bet, here's a secret, against the 4 seed in the playoffs, regardless of of how well they've played all year, because the 4 seed in the playoffs has defeated the 5 so many times when the 5 is supposed to be the hot team. They're the best wild card team, the non-conference winner, and the 4 is the worst conference winner, and the 5 is always favored, and somehow, some way, the 4 typically comes back and wins. Just be careful.
You're dead right, Haas. It's that it's like the March Madness matchup. Which one's the game?
5-12.
5-12. Thank you. That's always the upset. Doesn't make any damn sense in the world. But the 12th seed, it's like always somehow finds a way to play their best ball. And to your point, that 5 seed in the NFL playoffs, for some reason, actually has a decent track record of success. All right, Haas Tabrizi, that's going to wrap it up for us. Appreciate it as always. Give Haas a follow on Twitter. You can do that at Tabrizi Haas on X. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s back here at 1040 O Street. Looks like we will have to set up a replay for you guys on the next hour, but don't worry, we'll be back live after that. Haas Tabrizi, appreciate it as always. We'll do it again next Sunday.